El Paso defense attorney filed a petition to remove the district attorney Yvonne Rosales from her position.
The petition says, quote, Rosales' official misconduct and continued incompetence clearly disqualify her from continuing in her elected position.
The civil lawsuit filed in the 346th District Court could lead to a jury trial, which would then decide whether or not Rosales is removed. ABC 7's Dylan McKim spoke with the attorney who filed the petition today. He filed this report earlier tonight.
Omar Carmona is the attorney who filed this petition to remove. In the filing, he lays out examples of what he calls the DA's incompetence from a capital murder case that was dismissed to a, quote, mishandling of the accused Walmart shooter case.
And we can't trust Ms. Rosales and her administration in effectively enforcing the laws of our community.
Strong words from Omar Carmona, an El Paso defense attorney who filed a civil lawsuit against District Attorney Yvonne Rosales in an attempt to remove her from her position via a jury trial. Carmona accuses Rosales of incompetency and official misconduct. He points to multiple examples. Recently, 375 criminal cases were dismissed for prosecutorial inaction, and Wednesday, the public defender announcing another 600 cases filed for possible dismissal.
Why are these cases not being filed? Why are they not being screened timely, expeditiously? But she refuses to answer that. She just doesn't have the staff, the attorney power to get these cases screened.
Back in December of 2021, a judge dismissed a capital murder case against Ivan Gabaldon, a 20-year-old accused of killing 63-year-old Juan Garcia Flores. The judge dismissing the case due to prosecutorial vindictiveness. Carmona represented Gabaldon in that case. He says Rosales' office sought the death penalty solely to penalize Gabaldon for exercising his constitutional right to a trial.
The grandstanding ends today.
In July, a judge putting a gag order on the accused Walmart shooter case because of comments Rosales made to media. And this week, the lead prosecutor on that case, John Briggs, taken off of the case. Rosales says Curtis Cox is now the point of contact on the case, the same attorney who was involved in the Gabaldon case.
That is an appellate nightmare right there. He shouldn't be handling the case. He has been found to have engaged in prosecutorial vindictiveness, so he should be nowhere near this case.
ABC 7 has tried speaking with Rosales in a one-on-one camera interview since the Gabaldon case, but have not been granted access.
Well, we want to ask you about the Gabaldon case.
That's for another time.
Saul Saenz even attempting to talk to her outside of her office with no luck. The DA's office did release a statement Wednesday saying, quote, "We believe that it is a frivolous attempt by an attorney who has actively been attacking the administration for many months now in regard to a case which is pending on appeal. The district attorney is committed to serving the community of El Paso. Every attempt will be made to address and fight this petition. In a democracy, people vote for their elected officials. This is an assault on the electoral process in a manner designed to undermine our democracy." End quote. The petition was filed in the 346th District Court. Judge Patricia Baca will make the decision on whether or not to send this to a jury trial. I reached out to her office to get a timeline on that decision. Her office said they cannot comment on pending cases. Dylan McKim, ABC 7.
And this, of course, got the attention of a lot of people here in the borderland, including El Paso State Representative Joe Moody, responding to the petition to remove DA Rosales. He wrote here that somebody who believes in our system, I'm always leery about anything that puts a decision about who represents the people in any hands besides the people. We have a removal system, and that is the election in 2024. But this is where it becomes a scathing statement here. He goes on to say, that said, I've never witnessed such gross incompetence. It's not only embarrassing, it's dangerous and disgraceful. A lot of El Pasoans are going to be hurt before 2024 by the very person they should most be able to rely on. That coming from Joe Moody earlier today. Stephanie.
Eric, it's been 3 months since the mass school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, and today, during a school board meeting, the district approved firing its police chief, Pete Arredondo. He's been facing criticism for the delayed response during the mass shooting at Robb Elementary, which left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. After months of calls demanding his resignation,
Your boy Pete, he dropped the ball big time.
Embattled Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo now off the job. The school board meeting in a closed session voting unanimously to terminate him effective immediately as families and community members continue to voice their heartbreak.
Do not take this into closed sessions. We deserve to hear. Our babies are dead, our teachers are dead, our parents are dead. The least y'all can do is show us the respect to do this in the public.
Arredondo has faced strong criticism for what many have said was his lack of leadership during the shooting. A blistering report stating a command post was never set up, leading to a breakdown in communication between officers on every level. Arredondo telling the Texas Tribune that he never considered himself the scene's incident commander, also saying he was not made aware of the 911 calls coming from the children in the attacked classrooms.
So it's been very sad. My son was there too at the shooting. I have another daughter. They're going through, hard times.
Ahead of the meeting and the decision, Arredondo releasing a 17-page statement placing the blame squarely on the gunman, saying in part, the only person responsible for this tragedy is the shooter himself. His attorney saying Arredondo would not be in attendance out of concerns over his safety. But a committee tasked with investigating the police response found that more could have been done. Arredondo testified before the committee that the officers prioritized evacuating children over taking down the attacker, stating, quote, "We have this guy cornered. My thought was, we're a barrier. Get these kids out." Body camera video capturing Arredondo's attempts to talk to the gunman.
Sunland Park's city manager Michael Martinez will leave his position with the city next month after submitting his resignation. Mayor Jaime Perea told ABC7 that the city council met Friday to accept his resignation. That was followed by a vote to approve Martinez's severance package. Martinez will get $100,000 in severance pay from the city, which will be paid in 4 monthly payments between October and January. Martinez's resignation will become official in 30 days. Martinez was hired in 2020. In January of this year, City Council approved extending Martinez's contract through 2026. He also received a pay raise at that time.
To storm track weather, let's get our first forecast from Chief Meteorologist Dr. Dave Spielman. Dave.
Yeah, we're not tracking any activity going on Doppler radar. This is a look at some of the showers out there, all sponsored by the mattress firm. And again, we're not tracking any activity nearby, although we did see some showers, no thunderstorms in this area, but some showers. And you could see they came through here this afternoon. Not a whole lot, about 1/10 of an inch. Get around Helen, Troy, Montoya there. There's Canutillo, but right there, the bullseye, north of Santa Teresa, a decent way. You could see 3/4 of an inch of rain outside that area. Drops off to about 1/4 of an inch. Now, you folks in and around Columbus had a few thunderstorms there. Not a whole lot of rain, but you picked up some, nearly about 2/10 of an inch of rain. Then you get on the west side of town and about 1/10 of an inch, even on the south side as you get along the international border. We'll talk about our rain chances as we make our way towards the weekend and some hotter temperatures all coming up.
All right, Doppler. Several El Paso schools were on lockdown earlier today. What we know about the threats, that's coming up next.
This is ABC 7 at 10.
Where news comes first.
Start your day off right with what happened overnight, plus live coverage of breaking news and weather and traffic on the 7s.
Good morning, El Paso. The team you know.
The team you trust.
The team you know.
The team you trust here on ABC 7.
Going on now at Ashley's Labor Day sale. Everything is on sale. Save up to 40% off. Get your choice queen bed now only $329, or get 0% interest for 5 years with no money down at Ashley.
Wow, that's a low price.
You've worked hard all year long, and you deserve a hot shamali deal with the best prices of the year. Below MSRP pricing. No down payment. No payments for 90 days. But wait, there's more. We're paying top dollar for your car, even if you don't trade it in with us. See us today at Shamali Ford at I-10 and Lee Trevino, right on the corner, and now more than ever, right on the price.
ShamaliFord.com. Security. It's something we all want. Something we need to feel safe. It's everywhere we go. It's in everything we do. But the idea of safety can be overwhelming. How do you secure what you can't see? How do you secure your future? For over 75 years, WAEPA's group term life insurance has helped provide financial safety, security, and peace of mind to civilian federal employees. To learn more, visit WAEPA.org.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Pay no interest on Buick SUV models.
See your El Paso, Las Cruces Buick dealers.
Hi, I'm Linda Medrano, graduate gemologist from GIA, appraiser, and owner of the Jewel Gallery. For 30 years, I've helped my customers understand the quality and value of their jewelry. Come see me for appraisals. I'm here for you.
This week at Ashley's Labor Day sale, don't miss up to 40% off or 0% interest for 5 years with no money down. Find this leather sofa chaise for only $84 per month. Going on now at Ashley.
Now to extra depth on the student loan forgiveness announced by the Biden administration today. Many of you watching qualify to get up to $20,000 in federal student loans forgiven. So we're going to break down who's eligible and how much money you won't have to pay back. But first, some important terms. This is about federal student loans, the financial aid provided by the government and that you have to pay back with interest. The forgiveness does not apply to private loans you can get from a bank. We're also going to talk about Pell Grants. That is financial aid from the government, but that's money you do not have to pay back. So with those definitions out of the way, here is who is eligible. If you're an individual borrower who makes less than $125,000 a year, and or if you're married or with a head of household who makes less than $250,000 a year, you'll be eligible. If you received a Pell Grant and meet the income threshold, you'll be eligible for up to $20,000 in federal student debt cancellation. If you did not receive a Pell Grant and meet the income threshold, you'll be eligible for up to $10,000 in debt cancellation. ABC 7 asked El Pasoans at UTEP about how they feel about the debt forgiveness.
Well, I think if people get loans, that they should probably pay them back. But I mean, I don't know how else other people feel about it, but that's just my opinion.
You feel it's kind of the same way?
No.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
I think it's good that they're helping. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's hard to pay back.
I mean, I think it's perfect because, I mean, education is a big step to becoming successful.
I think that it's been a long time coming, especially because Biden ran on a platform of student debt forgiveness.
Nearly 8 million borrowers may be able to receive debt forgiveness automatically because the Department of Education already has their income information. However, the Biden administration will launch an application in the coming weeks for borrowers to provide their income information, or if borrowers are unsure if the department has their income information already. The Biden administration also announcing today the pause on federal student loan payments that began more than 2 years ago will now continue one more time through December 31st. The government says the application will be available before the federal student loan repayment pause ends on December 31st.